my smile face, guys. Yes. Good morning, good night. All right, we got the intake manifold out and we have access to our knock sensors and the bad knock sensor wire. So I did this all off camera. Basically, turns out that there is a mini wire loom that connects to the knock sensors on this side and then to the engine on this side. And it's only like less than a foot long. And guess what? From these guys over here, we managed to get another wire loom. So it's exactly the same. I also purchased just a singular connector, and you can see it's got some pigtails on here, quite long actually. So that could have been, you know, spliced in right over here. But I decided that since the connector was accessible, that's the way we were going to go. Now, something to show you here, right? I got pretty scratched up. There's not a lot of access in there, and it's not. The theory's very easy. You just kind of take this connector and pinch it like this and then pull it out. And there's 1, 2, 3 different locations where it has connection to the stays, the engine stays. But as you can see on this one, it took me about an hour to get this out, by the way. And on this one, yeah, we just hulked out on it and decided that it would be easiest to just rip this bad boy. There is no access. You cannot access the underneath. Now, in theory, I could actually, now that it's out, you know, now I could actually solder it on my bench, which makes life much easier. So if I was going to do this method, you know, I might want to take this out anyway, just to solder this on. But turns out that this wire loom was available. I got it from Rock Auto. Like, they had it in stock. It was at my house like 3 days later. I mean, it's absolutely an advantage that Rock Auto had this not only in stock, but was able to ship it to me, you know, in a matter of days. And frankly, my local Advanced Auto Parts also might have had it in stock, but they didn't. Now, we're going to go ahead and put this back into the engine, and I think that's going to be the easy part. It should literally just pop, 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 3 pops. By the way, this little connector, if you needed it, it's available by Intermotor. I'll put a link in the description below. This right here, this is one of the stays. That's the easy one to reach. I'm able to reach under there with my fingers and kind of just unclip that. I mean, it didn't happen as easy as I just said it, but it was able to be done. The one that's a real pain in the butt is this one down here. It's just, there's no access from the bottom. It's way down in, like I have to reach way down in there. And then there's another one, this right over here, that's the clip. And then that's where the other one clips in. That one was tough, but we got it. So it needs to go underneath here, and I think this will just pass right through. Goes, okay. So I'm gonna put that hard to reach one in right now. That's gonna be my next task. And I'm down in here and I'm just kind of finagling it. And it should be as simple as just pressing it out, in, out. Oh boy. Let's try it. Ow. I'm hesitant to put the next one in until I get this one in. Oh, it's a jerk. And it's right there. This, I was not expecting this to be the hard part of the program here. I got it. Okay. I got it. There. That's that one. Okay. Okay. Right, there it is. It's the new one. It snakes from right here, right where I'm touching it, underneath, over, and up, I have a 12mm socket, and this is a wobble, and I've got a little extension. Come at it from an angle. There's your bolt, and there's your knock sensor. We have our new knock sensors. They look almost identical with the exception of the color on the center ring. There we go, and that's gonna go right there. And to be clear, the angle at the knock sensor, they only want it like a couple of, they want it horizontal with the engine. They don't want it like a couple of degrees up or down. They want it really within a tolerance. Get it straight, that's what I'm trying to say. Just wanted to check my torque values here. That's it. Let's do it again. Click, and let's see how we would like to go. Just like that, looks pretty good. Oh, and look at this. I'm way off. I'm canted far towards the front of the car. So let's get that figured out correctly. There we go. Goodness gracious me. All right, that's it right there. This is our intake manifold, and the issue, it just has this little like residue, black residue from the gasket, the old gasket that came off. I'm gonna use one of these plastic, these are little plastic pry tools, and I don't want to damage the surface here, but I think I can get this, yeah, see if I can just get that off without damaging anything. Like, you don't want to use metal, don't use a screwdriver, don't use something else like that. I'm just gonna get most of this black stuff out. I'm not gonna worry about it 100%, but if we can get most of it off, we'll be fine. This is the gasket set that I got. It's actually a nice set that includes both upper and lower intake manifold gaskets, both of them. Just test fitting the gaskets here. They are marked with left and right, which is left bank and right bank, but of course in our car it's turned sideways, so the right bank is towards the rear of the vehicle, the left bank is towards the front of the vehicle. So yeah, all the terminology doesn't quite make sense. Some progress made, so we're gonna try and get this back. And so we're about to put on this new gasket, and basically the thing I wanted to point out to you is that it's not flat. It has a raised feature, or embossed feature in the gasket is put facing upwards. And by the way, guys, I found a new way that I've been working on the car. I step up here, put my foot into the trunk here. I still have one foot on the ground, so kind of half my weight on the ground, half my weight in the trunk, but it allows me to get closer and really kind of lean here into the engine, which is a lot more convenient for when I'm working down here. Some people, they literally get into the trunk, but it says everywhere the maximum weight is like 100 pounds, and I'm clearly more than 100 pounds. I'm a lot more man than that. And we're doing our old trick here that we learned, which is basically to use the paper towel to really jam this nut into the socket, and that way it doesn't come out even when you hold it upside down. And that is my first little baggie, empty. I love it. All right, so the pattern that we're gonna use is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's just kind of a cross pattern across there, but essentially from the middle to the outside. Okay, and we'll creep up on it. Half. You know, we're not going to go all the way to the torque, even though it's really not much torque, but we'll creep up on it. It's cold. All right, so we finally moved on to these coil packs. So there's 3 of them here, obviously on this side of the engine, and they're probably fine, but it's, you know, while we're in here, it would be nice to just replace those 3. The other ones up top can be replaced pretty easily as far as access goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get in here and do these. Hopefully it'll just be a quick little pop out and pop in. By the way, these are a 10 millimeter. That's what they look like. Okay, this is what we're going to be replacing. The direct ignition coil. There you go. There's a part number for the Denso. So I'm just going to unclip these. There we go. Just getting a screwdriver just to help it kind of lift a little bit. Just easy, easy, easy. I don't want to snap a clip. Do it right. There we go. Lovely. So now that we're unclipped, this should just pop out. And it does. Of course, the damn wire loom is in the way. Okay. Means we'll have to take this off. That's easy enough. Okay, get that out of the way. And pull this little bugger out. The unit that came out, it says Toyota on there. It also says Diamond. And that should pop right on. Certainly looks like it does. Clip it back in. And these basically don't get any torque at all. They just kind of, you just snug them. Just a little snug. Just so they don't wiggle out. And you're good. And in she goes. The coil pack is just kind of blocked by this wire loom, so kind of have to pull the coil pack out past the wire loom. I'm just going to finagle it and it'll work. Okay, got it. Alright, so in will be, I'm sure, just as annoying. There we go. Alright, mild annoyance. No worries. Yeah, and we'll clip this one back on. Alright, give you a different angle on the same thing, so you probably couldn't see it. So we were able to finagle this wire loom and just kind of take it off, so that just snaps back. Okay, coil packs changed. That was actually relatively easy. Guess what, guys? We're about to take the Plenum and get that back in, because everything now is just putting stuff back. We are absolutely on the way out. Episode 1 and 2, we were way in, and we did what we needed to do, executed the mission. These plenum gaskets need to be replaced. I thought they were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was wrong. They're actually 2x2, little Noah's Ark style. So boom, they actually are really soft and probably could still be used, but we're not gonna do that. We got a pack and we're just gonna do it right. Toyota does recommend that you replace these gaskets anytime you pull this off, so we're gonna do that. Hold up. And let me show you. This is the reason. This bracket right here, that is the reason. Notice that it goes over the coil pack. That's the reason why we did the coil packs before putting this in. Yeah, we were just kind of working on this clip there, and then the one on the black right down here as well. That's what we were working on. Well, darn it. We're gonna have to undo a couple of little things. It won't take us too long. Basically, I forgot to put this hose on, and it goes from here underneath the plenum down to a point underneath that. So, yeah, this plenum has to come back out. I'm just lifting that out of the way. Got a little bit of tape down here that we put on just so junk wouldn't get in there. Success, that's off. Now this goes under. Press it on. Nice little clip. Good, clip is on. This can actually go back now. Click. Okay. I will put this one on. Okay, awesome. We're making some progress. Things seem to be going a little bit faster now on the way back, which is nice. Everything seems a touch smoother. And you definitely want to be super careful while you put these in, because especially these ones towards the middle are harder to access, and there's a through hole that you could drop them deeper into the engine where you do not want them to be. Now we've got an easy one. Just go ahead and take this throttle body clip, and very nice, that goes on. I love a nice clip sound. Just love it. It's a beautiful sound. So from the top, we're back down here, and there's a couple of things. There's this, which just runs back up to the intake the plenum. So that just gets locked down there. And then there's another kind of hidden one that I don't know if you can see. It's down here. I struggled with it to get it out. Not that it was hard, it's just not a lot of access.
In the rare case you find yourself working in the cold on your Lotus Evora, don't be afraid to get yourself a warm cup of coffee, just to take the edge off.
We are working our way towards the home stretch here, and I'm pretty excited about it. Hang on, I gotta get my watch off. Need something to hold on to it, so got my 12mm. And we'll catch, oh my God. Oh, I almost dropped it. Oh, Jesus. I dropped it and I caught it with my other hand. Unbelievable. All right, now just get it into the right hole. Is it in yet? No, it's not. Okay, we're working on this bad boy over here. Okay. It's starting to come together. It's starting to come together. All right, there's not much left we have to do. So all we have remaining, because my box of parts is empty with the exception of this bag right here, is the heat shield and the trunk cover, you know, some fixings here, and the battery itself. So I'm going to put the battery in because I want to start this car. I want to see if it starts up. And then I'm going to go ahead and while it's running and idling and whatever, I'll go ahead and do this. The car has power. I hear maybe it's the fuel pump building up pressure. Right up. When I started the car, it still had the same check engine light, but I cleared it because this time, and I think that was a holdover, right? That was in the memory. So I cleared that code and I restarted it. And now check engine is gone. When I go through here and I go to rescan, it says no codes. It flashes it real quick. So well, the idea now would be to drive it and see how it goes, but I have to get it through some snow. I have to get it past my Corvette. I didn't even put my darn cover on. This last snow caught me by surprise. This is the first time I've actually really been in this car in months, and it's still February here. It's cold, it's snowy. Now it's starting to kind of do a little rain thing, so we're not going to go far. But I gotta take it out. I guess I gotta see it. Does it work? Do I get my red line back? Does the check engine light stay off? Does it do what it used to do? Oh yes. Oh, that wasn't even sport mode. Bit of wheel hop there. As to be expected. In the cold and the wet. Alright, let's see if we can do that without wheel hop. Oh, yes. Yes. Red line is back. Oh, the way it pulls up to red line. I mean, that's where this car comes alive. The naturally aspirated. Yes. Baby is back. Yes. By the way, I wanna send a special shout out and thank you to a few people, George, Julian, Drake. You guys really helped so much during this process. Couldn't have done it without you. So, peace.